G'day guys, what I wanted to share with you today was something that's a bit on the safety side of things, which is simply to be able to get your fix, your position in a digital format in terms of digital latitude and longitude, which we can't manually navigate on the ground effectively unless we're just using a GPS. We're using a map, there's a different interface, and latitude and longitude don't work very well with walking with a pack across country. They just don't. You can fudge out those coordinates, but they're never effective. Okay, so we utilize in the main UTM, which is Universal Transverse Mercator, which is a projection data, the same as latitude and longitude, or we use military grid reference system. Okay, so we're going to look at both. Now, I'm an ex-military guy. Most of my devices are set up for military grid reference system. Now, what that means is this: on a map, I'm able to plot with the grid squares using that projection data that is established, and it has to be programmed into my GPS unit. Now, if I'm out and I break my leg and I need to call for help and I have that ability via some kind of communication system that I possess, the people that are going to come and rescue me are probably going to find it easier to find me using what we call latitude, longitude, digital format, because most of them are pilots and they can put that information straight into the computer on the aircraft and it will take them directly overhead myself and then do what's got to be done. So it's important you understand how to set your device up to do that. Now, first off, when you first get it out of the box, it's going to be set up to either WGS 84 or GDA 94 at the current time, which are the default settings for the projection data. So if you're working just with a GPS or with a modern map, that doesn't matter. It'll be compatible with the mapping that you're operating to. And it's only important if you're working from GPS to map, map to GPS. If you're just relying on the GPS totally, it's an independent unit, no language barrier translation is required. Simple as that. So let's now assume that I'm working on MGRS, Military Grid Reference System, to plot that projection data onto my map. I now have a problem and I need to convert it back. So the first thing I need to do, and now here is my coordinates in military grid reference format. First thing I do is go into the menu bar. So scroll up. To setup, go into setup. Go down to position format. Here's where I've put in my settings. Military Grid Reference System, and I'm working on an older map, so it's Oz Geod 66. That's the position format that this is using in relation to the map that I'm using. I can leave the map format there, but I need to change how the coordinates are presented to me. So I simply go into there by pressing the button, and I scroll up through the available menu. I get to the very top. I find this HDDD.DDDD, that is the digital format version of latitude and longitude. Below it, you'll see decimal, minutes and seconds, and then below that, you'll see the full format in traditional degrees, minutes and seconds. Okay, so you want the decimal one because that's what most search and rescue aircraft are going to be most compatible with. So let's go into there, and we can go back and back out of there, and then come back all the way to my coordinate page, and I've got, in this case, south 26.751887 degrees, east 152.70615. That's the information I send by phone or anything else directly to the people who are going to come and get me. If it's in Australia, it's probably going to be triple O. So if I have hiking, four-wheel driving, motorbiking, and I have a Bengal, that's the process you need to be able to be compatible with a GPS. If it's a mobile phone, there's an app for that. You can pull that up on your app, no problem. But if you're using one of these, or you've got one of these in your gear, that's how you do it. If you are a conversant navigator and you had your system set up in other formats, like this one has been set up. Cool? And then don't forget, when you go back to your mapping stuff, you're going to need to swap that back around. But hey, let's deal with the problem first.